Before we begin, a quick note on this project. The visuals you are about to see were generated by AI, inspired by descriptions from the novel Aria by Geoff Nelder. This video is my personal interpretation of his story. I have immense respect for his work, and this is my tribute to the incredible world he created. If you enjoy the concepts we explore here, I highly encourage you to check out the original novel to experience the full story. This video aims to explore the terrifying and unique apocalyptic scenario presented in the trilogy. We will break down how the Aria virus functions as a cognitive weapon, detail the full scope of the alien invasion plan, and follow the desperate story of humanity's will to survive. The Aria virus is an insidious pathogen in modern science fiction. The threat is a silent plague that dismantles a person from the inside out, leaving the body intact but the mind erased. The story reveals this to be a calculated alien invasion. The attack is a subtle, efficient purge that wants our infrastructure intact, as the invaders prefer to replace humanity. The Aria virus weaponizes incompetence, turning humanity's collective knowledge into its downfall. The virus itself is named for its function: alien retrograde infectious amnesia. It is an incurable and invisible contagion spreading through air, touch, and data networks, which makes containment impossible. Its mechanism is terrifyingly precise. It induces retrograde amnesia, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically when you lose your old memories instead of being unable to make new ones, erasing a victim's memory backward at the rate of 1 year per week. The symptoms are cognitive. A person forgets recent events, then loses complex skills and their own identity, until they are reduced to a helpless, infantile state. This systematic erasure of knowledge is the true weapon. Within weeks, power plants fail, hospitals shut down, and supply chains break because the people who run them have forgotten how. The true horror of Aria comes from the resulting chaos. As competence vanishes, society collapses into a terrifying dystopia of starvation and widespread violence. Amidst this despair, a protagonist, Ryder Nape, emerges. Possessing a grim foresight of the alien threat, he understands that fleeing is the only viable strategy. He leads a small, terrified group of the uninfected into an isolated Arctic refuge, clinging to the hope that the extreme cold can slow the virus's transmission. But this fragile hope is shattered when the aliens deploy their second weapon, a planet-killing biomechanical weed. This hybrid plant feeds on radiation and metal, relentlessly consuming cities and growing into vast alien forests. This act of terraforming genocide forces Ryder's group from their sanctuary into a desperate, running battle, scavenging alien wreckage just to survive another day. Their only hope comes from a paradox. Dr. Antonio Menzies, a brilliant but psychotic neuroengineer. While a normal mind is helpless, Menzies' madness allows him to interface with Aria's telepathic frequency. He hijacks the virus, turning the aliens' weapon into a conscious bridge. He can tap into their network, understand their technology, and manipulate the virus itself. This makes him humanity's single greatest asset, and its most terrifying liability. His mind is the key to fighting back, yet his methods are unstable, and his discoveries are described as disturbing. The final, desperate conflict takes place on Zadok, an alien base in orbit above the dying Earth. Here, the invaders have deployed their final solution, a sterilization weapon known as Aria-3, so powerful that even the aliens on the station fear it. Guided by Menzies' volatile genius, the human survivors launch a high-stakes heist. They aim to reclaim the stolen data of humanity's entire history, placing the fate of their species in the hands of their most unstable member. For me, what's so interesting about the Aria trilogy is how it flips the usual alien invasion story on its head. Most of the time you get big explosions and spaceships, like in Independence Day or War of the Worlds. Aria's approach is a lot quieter and, honestly, way smarter. The aliens figure they don't need to level cities when they can just erase the minds of the people who make them function. I think the story is trying to say that our collective memory is the most important thing holding society together. The virus basically weaponizes incompetence. It takes our biggest strength, all our shared knowledge, and makes it our fatal weakness. This is why civilization just collapses on its own, and armies can't do a thing about it. What's really scary is how plausible it all feels. It shows that our modern world is incredibly fragile and is really just held together by what we know. Using a mind virus as the main attack is a great way to show how vulnerable we actually are. So in the end, Aria is a chilling look at how fragile our world is, suggesting our collective knowledge is also our single biggest point of failure. The story leaves you with a tough question. What is survival worth if you have to erase your own past to achieve it? On a personal note, this is my very first video, so I'm still learning. If you're new and you found this interesting, I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing. If this wasn't for you, that's okay too. Feel free to hit the dislike button. But I'd love to know what you think. What's your opinion of the story? Do you believe escaping to a new planet was a real victory, or was it just delaying the inevitable? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.